Hey guys, welcome back to the Aspie world. What's going on in my hair? Yeah, I'm wearing this hat today, y'all. Okay, so I start off every video with a comment from one of you guys. So today's video comment is gonna be from Megan Wood, and she said, "My boyfriend has Asperger's and I love watching your channel to get a better understanding." Little love heart. Thank you, Megan. That was super awesome of you to say that and give that a comment. If you want to see me read out your comment, please hit that bell icon on desktop and mobile to get a notification every time I upload a video, because I'll be checking the first 30 comments and picking one of those to read out on the start of every video. That's cool. So moving on, let's go on with today's video. So today's video is about body language and Asperger's syndrome. So I'm going to cover what is body language. We're going to look at Asperger's and body language. We're going to look at my personal stories on body language and Asperger's, and then we're going to look at some kind of solutions or some help or things like that. So this is the actual definition for body language. Body language is the conscious and unconscious movement and postures by which attitudes and feelings are communicated. Around 70% of all communication is non-verbal. So that basically means that people express how they feel or how they want to communicate via moving their body in certain ways and by suggesting things in certain ways without actually saying what they want, which is super confusing because we're told all the time that we need to talk to tell people what we want. And we need to listen when people are talking to us, because that's how we get direct instruction. But apparently 70% of the time, that's not the case. We are faced with the fact that people actually are more non-verbal for communicating, which makes it very difficult for people with Asperger's syndrome and autism. Because we all know that with Asperger's and autism, the part of the brain which does the communication is actually compromised, and this causes for a lack of understanding for non-verbal body language. Now, not every single person with autism and Asperger's will have difficulty with non-verbal communication, but I would say a large percentage, pretty much most of them, and I feel that kind of effect as well. But this is kind of very interesting, because if we're living in a world where 70% of the communication is non-verbal, and we don't understand it unless it's verbal, that's repeated and repeated, because we still have difficulty with verbal communication, then we've got a problem. And so yeah, this becomes an issue. So with Asperger's, there's a few different parts. So I guess moving your body is one way. So if people suggest things by moving their body, like yeah, I don't really know. I can't really think of an example, but like I guess people will portray how they feel, if they're angry or they're sad, by using their body language. But then there's another one with facial expressions. Now, facial expressions is something that gets me really interestingly enough. Apparently you're supposed to judge how somebody is feeling, or how they're or what they're trying to do, or what they're trying to say, or what they're trying to communicate, because of their facial expressions. Well, this is super difficult for the simple reason that I don't actually look people in the eye that often, because of, like I've explained in another video, and if you're interested, I'll put that above here somewhere in one of those eye cards. But it's really difficult to look people in the eye, and if you're not looking people in the eye, then you don't really see what the face is doing. So it's really difficult to judge what someone's facial expression is trying to portray, but when I do look at facial expressions, it's quite difficult to understand as well. So with non-verbal communication, it's suggestions through expressions of muscle. So it could be your body moving or your face moving, which is super difficult. So I know a lot of people have got difficulties with that. And if you guys are getting difficulties with that, or having anything to expand on what I'm saying, please put it in the comment section below. I read every single comment, and I try and reply to every single one. So hey, that's pretty cool. So moving on from that, I just wanted to talk about my own experience with it. So I have a real big issue trying to read people's faces and trying to read people's expressions. And the other day I was waiting to do an oral exam in chemistry, and I was outside and I seen this poster from the Royal Society of Chemistry, and it had a bunch of students on it. And then I looked at the actual poster, and the poster had people on it, and I couldn't work out, are these people happy that they're here in this university? Are they sad? Are they worried? I mean, to me they all looked kind of a bit like lost, I guess, as well. See, this is really difficult. So this is a massive area of issues, see, but I believe that this also has an effect on people with Asperger's trying to portray their feelings through facial expressions or emotions and stuff. So when I'm sitting down and I'm just like watching something, or I'm driving, or I'm just relaxing or whatever, my girlfriend's always like, "Dude, you're so angry," and I'm like, "What am I?" I'm like, "I've got an angry face." She's like, "Why are you so angry? Or why are you so miserable?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm not. I don't feel angry or miserable, but my face never portrays actually how I'm feeling," which is very interesting, and it's super confusing because it leads to so much like tension and stuff. But So I believe it actually does swing both ways on that. But hey, if you guys would like to see a video on like a day in the life of me and the things that I have issues with on a personal level, on a day-to-day level, please give this video a thumbs up, and I will specifically do that video for you guys in the next coming weeks. So my personal experience for other than that would be that I have had counselling, obviously with my condition. I've had counselling to help with my life and improve my condition, and this one time I was super interested in counselling, so I went to do this like this course to learn more about it, because like you guys will all know, when you find something quite fascinating and interesting, you want to learn every single thing you can about it until you know everything you can do on the subject. And so I went to this night course and thing, and I'd broken my hand at the time as well through an outburst or a meltdown, and then we had to do this thing where they shown us. It was more theoretical, like, you know, you just like read about it and how people care about people, and where, you know, counselling came from and the history and stuff, because it was like a super, like, you know, an introductive thing. But then they put these pictures of people's faces, and it said, like, you know, what is this person feeling? You know, are they happy or are they sad? How would you approach this person? I completely lost. I have no idea what to do. You know, I couldn't do it. And then I realised, like, oh my goodness, I have a super issue with this. I have no idea how to, I don't know how to tell. And it's quite funny, because this is before I got diagnosed, and then I was just like, what on earth is going on? So again, you know, this is why getting a diagnosis is super helpful and super handy, and because you get to understand yourself a bit more as well. But so solutions, right? I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know any solutions off the top of my head that I can say from my perspective, because I'm kind of in the same boat as some of you guys, or most of you guys probably. But I did actually find this autism help guide for, it's like a guide to body language, or a guide to understanding body language, and I've read it and it's quite interesting. So I will leave that link in the description below, and you guys totally check that out, and maybe you can learn something from that, because I believe that if you maybe like read up about it and practice, maybe that'll help. But I don't know, this is all new to me as well, so I'm sharing this experience with you guys. Is what makes these kind of videos super cool. So yeah, I'm all about that. If you guys enjoyed this video and like to watch more videos on Asperger's and autism, please hit that subscribe button above here. If you'd like to check out my vlog channel, it's over here. I'll be doing loads more in summer, and you guys can check out my last video around here somewhere. Alright guys, peace.